Source Scorpio is saying that Source has a question. They want to know why so many Scorpio risings make it like they are more Scorpio or that they are actual Scorpios. Well, you know, there's a thing. There's a thing in life. People want to belong. And so, all right, Source, be cool. We'll see you later. Good question. There's people want to belong to something. And not me, but like most people want to belong. And they find strength in numbers. It's not only strength in numbers. When you study persuasion, there's a book by Roger Dawson called Power's Persuasion. He did his MBA at Harvard. And the secrets of power, persuasion of something. And one of the things he talks about is mass, for persuasion. And, meaning like if you're in a car and you're at a cross section and you're all by yourself, you're going to wait for the opening. You're going to wait to drive. If there's a bicycle behind you, you're not going to care. If there's like a kid on a skateboard, you're really not going to care. But if there were like 15 tractor trailers, 15 18-wheelers behind you and beside you and everything, you're very much going to care. That's mass persuading you to cross the street. That's mass. And so people like to associate with things for a number of reasons. One, you know yourself reflected in the world around you. So they feel comfortable, right? They know themselves by reflecting themselves back, at the world. So they associate with things so they can reflect back who they want to be, how they want to perceive. It creates safety. In addition, it creates this mass for which they can persuade themselves things. People talk to themselves. And so it's a normal thing, to associate with things. And on one hand, it has to do with knowing yourself in the world around, reflected through the world around you. It has to do with persuading yourself and having the confidence to persuade others because of this mass that you generate. This mass that you generate. And it's like peer pressure is one of those. Peer pressure is one form of mass. It's one form of mass, but there are multiple forms of mass that will motivate you or persuade you. And so those are some reasons that people associate. Then when we talk from the Taoist philosophy of the way, and the two pillars of Boaz and Joaquin that adorn the porchway or entrance to King Solomon's temple, or the way that you go through, people like to associate, and I consider them the walls of the path, the walls of your journey, your parameters, so to speak, your intellectual, your emotional, your energy force, your life force, energy, chi, your parameters. And they're the boundaries of your perception, that you don't really perceive what's on the outside of these walls. And most people like to associate with one of these walls. They stay close. Most people don't venture far from the shore. I would bet anything that over 75% of the people watching right now, there's 29 people right now watching, I would bet 20 of you don't have a passport. I would bet 20 of you have never gone to the other side of your country. 20 of you have never done anything, and so I would bet that. And 20 of you, do the same things that, similar things that have always been done generations in your family. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I don't think anything is wrong with it. I think it's admirable. It really does. I believe in this chain of longevity. I believe in family history. I believe in family tradition. I believe in all of that. So I do other things as well, but it's not about me. We're talking about why people associate with certain things. It's a good question. And so we said, one, people know themselves reflected back from the world that they create around them. 2, there's a bit of mass to convince themselves and others of what they're trying to do their thing. Hey Tracy, what's up? So there's 2 reasons. And then we have a third reason, which has to be, and the third reason has to do with, focusing on these pillars, because the way is very dark. You can't see where you're going. The number one thing in the Tao is the Tao that's defined. The Tao cannot be defined. To define the Tao is not the Tao. And so people associate with either the left or the right, or they associate with like light or dark, or they associate with like black or white. They don't associate with color. And so they don't live in a world of color. Most people live in a very binary world. They don't believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost equally. They believe in life and death. They don't, and so they associate with one, and that's what they do. And those are the 3 reasons that I have why people would, strongly associate with whatever they choose to associate with. Of course, we don't, most people are not as self-aware as they realize. Like, that's by definition. And so that's just the deal. That's it. It was a good question. Got us on a little tangent. All right, let's get down to some horoscopes.